Okay, so please accept my humble obeisances. All glory to Srila Prabhupada. Today is Diwali or Deepavali, Festival of Lamps. So, when we offer these lamps to Lord Damodar, we turn down the lights to kind of highlight the special glow. That's probably why, it's good to dim the lights to see, to enhance the mood. So I think Anand Bihari's Prabhu is already doing that. And you can see the glow on it, on your face, Anand Bihari Prabhu, because of that. It's quite beautiful. This is Deepavali, Festival of Lamps or Lights. It is known around the world. This is like the main festival. It's the most famous one globally. It's been known as, the Vedic festival, the festival of, say, Hindu culture, and so on. It's a time of joy. It's the time of light, reunion. For devotees, it's far more than a cultural celebration. It's a sacred meditation. How divine love returns to illuminate the darkened chambers of our heart. So I picked one verse to discuss today from the Bhagavad Gita that I thought was very apt. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. This is Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10, verse number 11. Tesham evanukampartham aham ajnanajantam tamaha nashayami atmabhavastho jnanadipena bhasvata. Srila Prabhupada translates. This is Krishna speaking to Arjuna. And he's referring to those devotees who have surrendered to him. And he's explaining, he says, to show them special mercy, I, dwelling in their hearts, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. So I thought it's very beautiful. It's around the time when it starts getting a little darker, a little earlier, and we're celebrating with this ghee lamps. And Krishna is giving the analogy himself. Jnana dipena bhasvata. That I, sitting in the hearts, destroy with that lamp of knowledge. So the lamp is knowledge. And Krishna is the one who does that for us. Now, this is the closing verse of what's known as Chatur Shloki Gita, the 4 key Gita verses. And what a perfect verse to open our meditation on this day of Deepavali, Festival of Lamps. Here the Lord is describing the original Deepavali. It's taking place inside the heart. He said that he personally, Krishna personally kindles the lamp of knowledge within the devotee and burns away the darkness of ignorance. That's why when you see the light bulb go off, oh, that's what Krishna means. Oh, Krishna consciousness is amazing. Oh, Lord Krishna is so fantastic. Whenever that happens, wherever that happens, know that is Krishna kindling this lamp in our hearts. And he does it personally. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkness of ignorance, but my spiritual master very kindly opened my darkened eyes with the torchlight of transcendental knowledge, and I offer my obeisances again and again unto him. Hare Krishna. This is yet another verse that talks about being born in darkness and the role of spiritual knowledge coming from Krishna via the transparent divine medium of the spiritual master, without whose mercy I would be nowhere. I would still be stuck in the darkness. So I offer my obeisances unto him again and again. Another apt verse for Deepavali. So, like I was saying, Deepavali is known around the world as a time of joy, light, and reunion. I recall fondly growing up in that neighborhood. It was incredibly festive. The atmosphere is fantastic. We used to dress up in new formal outfits. I remember always the best, like we'd go shopping a week before and get it all fitted nicely, and it's time for Diwali. The houses would get all cleaned out, and we'd do deep cleaning weeks before. And then on the Diwali day, we dress up fancy and we visit relatives and neighbors. And I discovered that whenever I touched someone's feet as a kid, they would give me money. It's like, wow, this is awesome. It's way better than Halloween, even, because, there's sweets and savories everywhere. And every time you visit somebody, there's like a bunch of sweets there. So I would gobble some of them up. And my mom would have to say, okay, all right, that's enough. And then they get money. And my favorite was fireworks everywhere. It started in the morning, daytime, they're like, popping these crackers. And it was really nice. My favorite. Good memories. For a devotee, though, it's far more than a cultural, social celebration. It's a sacred meditation on how divine love returns to illuminate the darkened chambers of our hearts. This one festival simultaneously remembers three profound events that I can think of. One is the return of Lord Ram to Ayodhya after his exile. That's the classical reason. Then, of course, we have the Damodar Leela, when Mother Yashoda bound little Krishna with the rope of her divine love. And for those who study deeply the Bhagavatam, and we're doing that right now. I think we're opening up the second chapter of the 11th canto tomorrow, around this time, right? The mature light of spiritual wisdom shining through the 11th canto, the Uddhava Gita, where the Lord teaches how to preserve devotion when the external light seems to fade. These are all connected. It's all about bringing light into our lives. So as we meditate tonight on these three, enlightening, even the word enlightening has the word light in it. On these three, we'll see that Deepavali is not just about lighting lamps on the altar, it's about lighting the lamp within, turning the heart itself into a radiant Ayodhya. Ayodhya is the city of Lord Ram. The radiant Ayodhya, returning, awaiting the return of Lord Ram. So let's begin in Ayodhya. After 14 long years of exile, after the trial of the forest, after conquering the 10-headed demon Ravana, after rescuing Mother Sita, Lord Sri Ram finally began his journey home. Of course, he had to hurry back. So instead of going the land route, he had to take a flight. And sometimes you have to take a flight when you have no time. Why didn't he have time? Because his brother Bharat had said, if you come even 1 minute late from your 14-year exile, I'm going to jump into the fire. So Lord Ram said, okay, we got to catch a flight. Of course, very handily, they had the airplane that was Ravan's airplane that he had taken from his brother, kind of stolen, really. So he began his journey home on the flight. Now, it's a nighttime flight. The sky was moonless. It's this new moon of the Kartik month. And yet, the sky of Ayodhya glowed brightly. The sky was glowing brightly. Why? Because the hearts of the citizens were shining. The people of Ayodhya could hardly sleep. For days they had been preparing that Lord Ram is coming, Lord Ram is coming. And they've been decorating the city and cleaning the streets and lighting rows and rows of ghee lamps on every rooftop and courtyard and the streets. The lamps weren't only for decoration. They were an offering of love. They were a declaration. Oh Lord, please return to us. Sit again upon the throne of our lives. And so, when Lord Ram's celestial airplane, Pushpak Viman, appeared in the distance, the whole city erupted in ecstasy. You can imagine when they see in the horizon, oh, there's a flight coming after all these years. And the lamps of Ayodhya became a golden runway guiding the Lord's airplane home. What a beautiful scene. And here, dear devotees, lies a powerful analogy for our own sadhana, our own practice. Our hearts too have become dark after lifetimes of spiritual exile, where we've turned away from our home. We've wandered into the forests of distraction, forest of pride and anger, selfishness. Yet Deepavali gives us a chance to prepare a runway of light for the Lord's return. Every small act, every small bhakti, devotional act, our rounds, our kirtan, our service, our cleaning, our calling devotees and calling people to invite them to the programs, our moments of repentance, our days of restraint from selfish behavior. Each one may seem insignificant, like a single flickering lamp in the vast darkness. But when these small lamps line up one after another, they create a radiant pathway that welcomes the Lord back into our lives. This string of devotional acts, these little diyas, they represent our yearning, our invitation. So just as the citizens of Ayodhya could not force Lord Ram's airplane to land, they can only prepare the runway. We too cannot force the Lord's appearance. We can only light our lamps and wait with love and pray and invite. So Deepavali begins with this image. The heart as an airport of longing, and devotion as its glowing runway. So when we light the diyas, we've lit some diyas and put them on the threshold of our house. It's really nice. Everybody does it, and we decorate it. So as we do that, let's meditate on this. My Lord, please come. Bring your Pushpak Viman into our home as well. What a nice meditation to think about. Now let us travel from majestic Ayodhya to the intimate lanes of Gokula. While Ram was returning to his capital, on Diwali. That's that Diwali day. And then later on, the next yuga, the same day, Krishna is being tied up by his mother. The Bhagavatam reveals that this Damodar pastime took place on this very same day, Deepavali. So it's early morning, just around this time, right? And Mother Yashoda was thinking of her mischievous boy. And she began churning butter. Now, normally she doesn't churn butter. She has hundreds of servants, but this time she said, I'll personally churn it because I don't know, maybe they're not doing a good job and Krishna feels the need to go to the neighbors and steal their butter. Maybe the quality is not good. I'm going to ensure the quality is good. If you got to do it good, do it well, just do it yourself. So she did it herself. Normally doesn't do it. It's churning very vigorously and her bracelets are tinkling rhythmically. And the fragrance of all this cow's milk is filling the house. Incredibly fragrant, like lotus flowers. And her voice, beautiful voice, softly sings the names of her darling Krishna. Imagine that scene. And then Krishna seeing his mother so busy, and he's like, why don't you hang out with me? I should be with her. So to attract her attention, he said, I want to be fed. And so she puts down the churning and she feeds him. And then she sees the pot of milk boiling over. So she puts him down again and he gets really angry. So you know that story, right? And he's angry. He breaks the pot of yogurt, smears butter everywhere, begins feeding the monkeys. And when Mother Yashoda chases him with the stick, the Supreme Lord, the cause of all causes, begins to cry in fear. And when she saw the Lord crying in fear, these are real tears. His eyes have become red. He's rubbing his eyes again and again with his two lotus hands. You know that. Rudantam muhur netrigmam mujantam. That Rudantam means he's crying. And his eyes are filled with terror. Satankanetram. So seeing that fear in Krishna's eyes, Mother Yashoda's heart melts. And she threw the stick away. Oh my God, it's a bit too much. It's too much. It's terrifying. It's traumatizing for a little child. She threw the stick away. She said, but I still have to keep him in control, so I have to tie him down. Tying is not so as harsh as showing the stick. Stick is terrifying. So then she gets all the ropes, and we know the story. She tried again and again, and the rope was 2 fingers too short. Like, what's going on? Why can't I tie him? The one finger represents the devotee's endeavor, the other represents the Lord's mercy. And when that finally come together, then we can tie him with the rope of our love. So then the Lord finally allowed himself to be tied, really. There's a secret of bhakti, we know that. The infinite is not captured by austerity, it's not captured by clever words, it's not captured by scholarship. It's captured by love and loving endeavor, devotional service. On the same day, Ayodhya celebrated the return of the king, Lord Ram. Gokula celebrates the binding of the child. Lord Ram's lamps reveal majesty. And Krishna's rope reveals intimacy. Rama conquered the evil Ravan, was the embodiment of lust and pride. Krishna conquered Yashoda's heart, the embodiment of pure love. That's why the Gaudiya tradition, our Vaishnava tradition, sees Deepavali as more than just an event in history. It's a revelation of the 2 highest principles of spiritual life: obedience to Dharma, embodied by Lord Ram, and surrender to prema, surrender to love. So Dharma means the principles of doing what's right. Lord Ram always did what's right. And prema means the principles of love, slaking the thirst of the heart, the deep thirst. Now imagine the scene, another scene, on the same Deepavali day when Krishna is being tied. Queen Kunti, the mother of the Pandavas, had come to visit Nanda Maharaj's home. And she entered the courtyard and saw something that shook her soul. The Supreme Lord, the all-powerful Krishna, bound by his mother's rope, tears streaming down his cheeks. Kunti had seen Krishna's, she knows Krishna's greatness, his universal, form even. She had witnessed his power. She knew who he is. And she remembers this scene also. The absolute truth trembling before his mother in a small village. So she knew his greatness, but then she also remembered this. She can't put them together. So years later, when she offered her famous prayers in the first canto, her prayers are the first one in the Bhagavatam, she remembers this sight. She says, "My dear Krishna, you are feared even by fear personified, and yet you're afraid of your mother's stick. Let that form ever remain in my heart." In that moment, Kunti realized that true devotion is not about dwelling on the Lord's power. Well, that's important. His power is important to understand. But it's really the next level is to evoke his tenderness. It's not about cosmic reverence, it's about intimate love. So she prays that let calamities come again and again, because every time calamities come, somehow you show up. And when I see you again and again, then I will not see birth after birth again and again. And she went through a lot of ordeals. For Kunti, Deepavali is not a festival of luxury. It's a festival of remembrance. Her dark nights of suffering became the lamps that illuminated her faith. Sometimes the Lord allows the darkness of life precisely so that we may value the light of his presence more deeply. We don't have the 4th of July fireworks in the middle of the day. We need the dark backdrop to really enjoy them. So as we have embarked upon this 11th canto here in the Bhakti Center, let's look at more closely one of the Lord's more practical instructions in Uddhava Gita. Nareshva bhikshnam madbhavam pumso bhavayato chirat spardha suya tiriskara sahankara viyantihi. For him who constantly meditates upon my presence within all persons, the bad tendencies of rivalry, envy, and abusiveness, along with false ego, are very quickly destroyed. We don't like to see these things in our hearts. Of course, usually we don't even see them in our hearts. We see them in other people's hearts. We feel our hearts are pure. But if we meditate upon the Lord's presence, that no, he's in their hearts too, then the bad tendencies in our hearts are destroyed. This is the social Deepavali of the Bhagavatam. If the lamps of Ayodhya represent devotion's light, this verse represents the light of character. Even if our lamps burn bright on the altar, if rivalry or envy or criticism remain, that light flickers behind the smoke of our ego, gets covered. So real remembrance of God, of Krishna, must refine how we relate to his children, our own sisters and brothers. If we truly see him in every heart, how can we maliciously compete or speak harshly? To meditate on the Lord in all beings means to treat everyone with reverence, knowing that Krishna dwells within all. In fact, this is the differentiating quality between a person, a devotee, who is a Kanishta, beginning level immature, and a Madhyama, one who has become more mature. This is the defining factor. One of the defining factors is seeing the Lord in the heart, and not just theoretically, but having our behavior reflect that. See? This verse also, it mirrors Deepavali's image of lighting lamps everywhere. So our spiritual society is guided by these lamps of good relationships, respect, and appreciation. When envy or indifference arise, darkness returns. When we honor one another, then our whole organization, our whole group, our Sangha, our whole movement, ISKCON, shines like a city of lamps in the darkness of Kali. In this verse, Krishna identifies three shadows that dim our light. Spardha means malicious rivalry toward equals. In material life, we compete endlessly. But in Bhakti, the victory of one devotee is seen as victory of all devotees. Prabhupada said our competition, our competitive spirit should be how to please Krishna the most, not against each other in a malicious way. Then another point is asuya, the envy of superiors. That if we see success of another devotee, that's also Krishna's light, of course. And to resent it is to dim our own lamp. And the third one, he says, tiraskara. Tiraskara means contempt of those who are beneath us. If you remember, the Lord's presence is equal in the ant and in the demigod. The humble devotee sees every service as sacred. So all these three, spardha, asuya, tiraskara, they arise from ahankara, the false ego. And Krishna says these vanish quickly when we see him in everyone. It's true. Try it. If you're even a little bit resentful of somebody, first see that, look, they're trying to be Krishna conscious, even if they may be mean. First see that they have Krishna in their heart. And then let that melt away, the darkness, let it go away. Let you feel it go away when you meditate on this. This true vision burns them away like a lamp burns away darkness, instantaneous. So this one verse contains a secret of devotee care, personal and collective success in our Sangha, in our association. Individually, it protects our bhakti from the corrosion of offense. And as a community, it creates a unity that attracts the Lord's mercy. So let's step back and see how these three events form one perfect arc of realization. In Ayodhya, Lord Ram teaches dharma, doing what is right, honoring truth. In Gokula, Krishna reveals prema, love so pure that it conquers the Lord himself. And in Dwarka, through the Uddhava Gita, the Lord teaches jnana, knowledge, and detachment, wisdom that keeps the lamp of bhakti burning, even when the world can be collapsing around us. So from Ram to Krishna to Uddhava, the Bhagavatam walks us from obedience to love to realization, from public righteousness to private affection to transcendental insight. In Ram Lila, we light the lamps outwardly. In Damodar Lila, we light the lamp of the heart. In Uddhava Gita, we become the lamp ourselves, steady, clear, unwavering, giving ourselves unto the Lord as Uddhava is doing here. So, this is the lamp I wanted to acknowledge. The lamp without which none of the others could burn. I was born in darkness of ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torchlight of transcendental knowledge. This prayer is not a formality. It is the essence of Deepavali itself. We are born is this darkness, ajnana timira, the blindness of forgetfulness of Krishna. But when the Guru touches our eyes with the shalaka, this shalaka, the burning wick of divine knowledge, we begin to see again. That spark of light is parampara, the disciplic succession. It passes from one lamp to another, unchanged, ever bright. Srila Prabhupada is that lamp bearer for the modern world. He took the single flame of his Guru Maharaj and crossed the ocean to ignite thousands of hearts. He lit temples in New York and London and Moscow and Nairobi and Tokyo. But more than that, He lit the temples within us, in the hearts, the Ayodhya of our own hearts. Each flame owes its existence to the original torch passed down from Krishna through the disciplic succession. The Guru does not give his own light. He gives us Krishna's light. And the more we pass it on, the brighter our own light becomes. And without the Guru's mercy, our lamps remain unlit, mere clay and cotton. But with it, they become radiant beacons that guide countless souls home. So let's pause and meditate. It's the new moon night. The sky is silent. Ayodhya glows below like a sea of golden stars. And from above, this Pushpak Viman, the airplane, glides silently toward the city, is whooshing through the clouds. Lord Ram is returning home. From the aerial view, the lamps look like this runway of devotion. Each flicker says, "Welcome home, our dear Lord." Now shift that vision inward. Picture your own heart, quiet and waiting. Each sincere prayer, each small act of humility, each chant of the holy name is another lamp along the runway of your heart. Now offer it to the Lord. The plane, the Lord's airplane of mercy is approaching. He sees your light and he's pleased. And he descends to take his seat once again on the throne of your heart. His seat is here. And when the Lord sees even one lamp of love, he becomes the sun that lights up all the rest. So tonight, as we offer our lamps to Lord Damodar, let's offer also our lives to Krishna. Let our devotion become the runway for his grace. Let our hearts become the Ayodhya of his joy. And let our movement, Srila Prabhupada's ISKCON, continue to light this dark world, one lamp of bhakti at a time. Hare Krishna. I thank you very much for your kind attention and your valuable time on this special day, and for inviting me into your circle. It really means a lot. Thank you. Hare Krishna. So we have a few minutes, like another 8 or 9 minutes before the concha blows. If anybody wants to share any thoughts, any comments, questions, we can. Let's go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Gurudev, Dandvat Pranam, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Just wanted to wish all of you, and especially you, a very, very happy Diwali. And thank you so much. This was very, very positive and beautiful insights. So thank you very much and happy Diwali.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Happy Diwali to all of you. Didn't quite say that, but perhaps this whole class is happy Diwali greeting. Thank you, William Prabhu. So good to see you. We have good turnout here. We have my good friend from Kenya who's also joining. He's Grace Govind Prem Prabhu. He's the GVC's own supervisor for all of East Africa. Thank you for joining, Prabhu. Vaneet Prabhu, please go ahead. You raised your hand.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandava Pranam, Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, very nectarian class. Thank you so much for the beautiful class. And the very good message you gave is how inside we lit the lamp and do not have envious for others, and we should follow the path of bhakti. And also, you correlated Damodar Leela with the Diwali, which is also a very great thing. And thank you so much for every nectarian class you take and helping us grow in the path of bhakti.
Hare Krishna. Yes.
And,
thank you very much. Yes. Every day is Deepavali for us, which is why every day we say Om Ajnana Timirandasya, every day. Right?
Yeah, Prabhuji. And wish you all a very happy Diwali, all devotees.
Thank you.
Please bless us on that we will also continue our journey.
Yes, happy Diwali, Mani Prabhu and Shikha Mataji and Vansh as
Thank
well.
you, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hari Bol.
Okay. Adi Purush Prabhu, please give us your kind blessings to all of us in attendance here on this special day.
Hare Krishna. I don't have any blessings, but may We always say, may Krishna bless you, continue to bless you with pure devotional service. You're certainly offering lots of light. It was beautiful, poetic, nectarian presentation today. We loved it. They did an experiment in New Orleans. They have a domed football stadium. You can imagine it's a huge, 65,000 people sit there. And they did an experiment. They turned off all the lights at night. Absolute darkness. Not even the exit lights, and you couldn't see your hand in front of your face. It was that dark. Lots of darkness and very intense darkness. And they took one little candle and they put it out in the middle of the playing field. And from every one of those 60,000 seats, you could see that candle. Even though there was a lot of darkness and it was very dense, still the light comes through. So Krishna is so wonderful. This analogy of the light coming, and that there's a devotee, 12-year-old Hari Kirtan. He wrote this song. Let me see if I can remember this thing. Can you hear that? Behold, O people of this world, the darkness flees the rising sun, appearing as his holy name. The mighty Lord has come. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Behold, people of the world, the darkness flees the rising sun. Such a cool name. Let's open up our hearts with praise. There is a love that we don't know. The chanting of God's holy name awakens and makes it grow. Rejoice, rejoice. Rejoice, chant the holy name. Spread it freely everywhere. It breaks the chains of death and sin. Frees us from all sorrow and all care. Behold, the Lord has come today, appearing as his holy name. Let's dance and chant with faith and joy to all the world. Glory we proclaim. Please chant with us. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. I loved how you said it's not our light, it's Krishna's light. And we're reflecting the Guru's light like the moon reflects the sun. We give the credit where it's due, right? Well, glories to Srila Prabhupada. It's already so long.
Thank you, Prabhu, for beautiful. Yes. Haribol. Gail Mataji, happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali, Prabhu, and everybody. I'm sorry if you mentioned this, maybe I missed it. I was just thinking about the fact that Srimati Radharani also tied Krishna up on this day, no? Was it on this day?
Yes, I believe it's probably on the same day as well. I'm not sure about the day, but she also ties him up. That's why we have the picture of Yashoda and Damodar. There's also Radha Damodar. Radharani also ties him up.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let him go away.
I was just, maybe the time's too short. I just wanted to hear a little bit about that pastime.
Yes, that's a Radha Damodar Leela as well. That's more intimate, where she ties him up. Krishna just, he always get in trouble, so he has to be tied down, He goes to Mother Yashoda, she ties him up. He goes to Radharani, she ties him up. Like, what am I going to do? But even when he's tied up, he unbinds us. Remember when he delivered Nalkuvar and Manigriva? The Lord himself was bound up, but he liberated those are bound up in these tree bodies. So even when he's bound up, he's always Mukunda. He's an unbinder. Yes.
Yeah, in the chat, there was this question. Where is they? Yeah, Govinda Prem.
Yeah, Govinda Prem
Yeah.
Prabhu has this question. I was going to come to that. He said, if Ram Leela is about majesty and Krishna Leela is about intimacy, then what about Uddhav Gita? What is that about? So I kind of wrote down what I'd spoken a little earlier, just to summarize, that there's the reason I brought in Uddhava Gita primarily is because we are reading Uddhava Gita right now. So I want to kind of put in the Bhakti Center, we're reading that. So I want to put a spotlight on that. But also that, you know, after having assimilated everything in the 10th canto, think about it. The Bhagavatam could have ended at the 10th canto because that's the summum bonum. But now we're going back and reflecting, and Krishna is saying the whole Gita again. And after having understood his leelas and everything, come back to the Gita, understand that our work is not fully done yet. Yes, we have to read his 10th canto again and again and again. But remember, it's an ongoing process. And so just like we have to keep lighting the lamps in our life. So the Rama analogy was, you know, public righteousness. Damodar Leela is private affection. And then now the Uddhav Gita is now let's reflect on the transcendental insight, understand it in the core of our intelligence. And that's what it's about. That light needs to be lit every day. Just like we have to be cleansing the mirror of the heart every day. You know, I'm hoping the curtain should be opening any moment now at the Bhakti Center.
The pujaris are scampering.
Scampering, okay. So any second now that we can prepare to receive the Lord in our heart. So yes, and the analogy I was giving is, see, in Ram Lila we light the lamps outwardly. In Damodar Lila we light the lamp of the heart. Uddhava Gita, we become the lamp. See? Jai Shri Radha Murlidhar ki Jai. So please turn on your cameras if you like. It's nice to show yourself to the Lord. Haribol. Let us feel a spiritual master. Thank you, Lord. And bow to the elements by His grace, for the ocean of His love. My own wish is to have my consciousness the word of divinity. Naturally, the sees action of the He opens my darkened eyes and fills my heart with chance and knowledge. He is my Lord at birth, and static frame of like ignorance. Created Christians, seamless marriage. Our spiritual master, the ocean, mercy, the friend of the one, the Lord, master, the first one, spirit of shade, pain, spread all over the thing, and shelter, she was right.
Jai Srila Prabhupada, Jai Shri Shri Radha Muralidhar, Jai Bhakti Center Morning Program Sangha, Jai Madana-gopāla Prabhu. Madana-gopāla Prabhu, do you have some time to spend with us afterglow, during the afterglow?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
I was
Can't
looking
have
at
Diwali without afterglow, you know.
yeah. I was looking at the bright faces of the devotees assembled here, and I was thinking, yeah, these are my lights, glowing with devotion and desire to hear about Krishna. Adipusha Prabhu, your head is like a transcendental light bulb, Diwali light bulb, glowing with wisdom and realization and serenity.
Whatever light we have is not coming from me. We hope to reflect what we receive from Srila Prabhupada. Tamasima Jyotirgama, don't stay in darkness. Come to the light, Prabhupada tells us.
Right. Thank you, Adipusha Prabhu. Okay, questions, reflections, dear devotees? Felipe Lopez, do you have a reflection that you'd like to share? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Check 1, check 2. Anyone? Well, is that a reflection?
Madana-gopāla's class was just so extraordinary. It's hard to say anything. It's like holding a candle to the sun, you know.
Saurabh has his hand up. Saurabh Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, lots of love and respects to all of the assembled devotees, my heroes and heroines. Just wanted to say, Sri Madana-gopāla's class is amazing, always. So much to learn, so much love, lots of respects. And thank you. Haribol.
Hare Krishna. I wanted to share a prayer to the Lord in glory of Srila Prabhupada. My dear Lord Sri Krishna, our beloved Srila Prabhupada is like the radiant sun. Wherever he walked, wherever he spoke, the darkness of ignorance fled before him, and every heart was bathed in the warmth of his divine light. So on this sacred Deepavali day, we bow before you with folded hands. Give us the strength, the humility, and courage to become tiny ghee lamps in his service. Let it be genuine ghee, not fake margarine. Let us burn steadily, though we are tiny, and illumining our small little corner of this vast world with the borrowed light of his divine teachings, and share it with others. We can never pay him back, but let us get the opportunity to pay this light forward. May our lives be joined together with each other, become garlands of lamps, guiding all souls back to your eternal home. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. It's a little prayer.
Beautiful prayer. Srila Prabhupada is the big flower and we're the smaller flowers in the garland.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Venu Madhuri, why don't you recite the Maha Mantra for us to complete the offering?
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Sweet. Thank you very much, Madana-gopāla Prabhu.
Thank you all very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali to everyone.
Hold it. Bhima has his hand up. Bhima Prabhu.
Can you see me in this darkness? I'm also in the darkness. Can you see me?
What kind of darkness is it? Is it darkness of ignorance?
Yes, of course, Prabhu. Give Madana-gopāla something to do.
Haribol.
Haribol. I just wanted to show you here. This is, hold on, let me turn on the light.
That's what his day is about.
Yeah.
Turn on the light.
But as you can see, I have a, can you see that?
Oh, I thought you're peeling a carrot. Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a flint. And you see that you have to take two objects and you have to work. You have to rub them against each other to create a fire. And then, of course, you have this a rope or some kind of
wick.
Wick, and you just you slowly put the sparks on it. But what it requires is work. And I think that it is. We come to understand that the tapa, the heat that we have to generate by this work that we do, whatever it is, that we always have to make sure that our work is producing that light. It reminded me about the origin of light and what happens. It's the release of energy. And that shines, and that release of energy, of course, is devotional energy. So there we go, trying to light the world on fire by the grace of Srila Prabhupada and wonderful devotees like yourselves, especially Madana-gopāla. Hare Krishna.
What a beautiful offering, Bhima Prabhu.
Lovely analogy, and with the practical demonstration too. Thank you. Yes, some work is required. Anupama Prabhu has hand up.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thanks for the beautiful class and beautiful prayer to Srila Prabhupada. It deeply inspired me, and it reminded me of a question I've had for a while, and that is in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Let me just pull it up here. One sec here. Questions. There it is. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, text 86 of the Antya Lila, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, I have described the pastimes very briefly, for it is impossible for me to describe them in full. In the future, however, Veda Vyas will describe them elaborately. In the Chaitanya Mangala, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur has stated, in many places, the factual truth that in the future, Vyasadeva will describe the Lord's pastimes elaborately. I'm curious if that's a reference, perhaps, to Srila Prabhupada, or if there's another person who will come and describe Lord Chaitanya's pastimes more elaborately.
Yes, this is it's a good question. I mean, he's saying, right, bhavishyate. If I'm not mistaken, bhavishyate means the future. Vyasara vistara koribu. Something like that. Then the future, Vyasadeva will describe these topics more elaborately. Now, this verse comes towards the end of the Chaitanya Charitamrita, and he's just finished recounting the Lord's final pastimes in Puri. So he's saying, I've told only some things, much remains untold. But in the future, Ved Vyas will describe everything in detail. So in this verse, Ved Vyas doesn't necessarily refer to the original Vyasadeva. Rather, it's used symbolically. Gauraj Goswami is saying in humility, someone empowered like Vyas will appear later to elaborate what he summarized. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur also explains, and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati also explains that what is this statement reflecting? It reflects the humility of this author, true humility, that he never claims completeness. I've done it all now. There's nothing more left to be. See, part of his humility is saying there's so much more. What can I do? I can only do a little bit, even though he gives such a volume. And that reflects that part, but there's also the cyclical nature of revelation, that some certain things get revealed and then it's like an ebb and flow. It's the nature of time. So Lord's pastimes are inexhaustible. And in future ages, other future empowered acharyas describe them further. Of course, while Krishnadas Kaviraj doesn't explicitly mention Prabhupada by name, doesn't explicitly mention ISKCON by name, but we see, like you said, it prophetically fits Prabhupada's description so well, his mission. And of course, Prabhupada was predicted in Chaitanya Mangala, right? That one day my Senapati Bhakta will go. So because Prabhupada elaborated Chaitanya Charitamrita, he added purports to it, he made it understandable, accessible, available for the whole world. Certainly he can get credit for giving it. He carried its essence. He carries Mahaprabhu's mercy, the holy name, the Bhakti movement, beyond just the boundaries of India. And so he's certainly fulfilled the future elaboration aspect of it. Kaviraj left it to Vyas-like personalities. So yes, certainly what you're saying, for sure. And he's recognized by modern disciples and modern scholars as the modern day Vyasa. I mean, what is the day after Janmashtami? We observe Prabhupada's birthday. What do we call it? Vyasa Puja. Right? I mean, that's something to be said. Because see, we honor that seat of Vyasa. When it says in future Vyasa will do it. Honor that seat. So, while textually the future Vyasa refers to some unspecified empowered acharya, devotionally we can see the Prabhupada having fulfilled that spirit, elaborating, distributing, universalizing Lord Chaitanya's message on a scale never seen before, certainly. So there's quite a few aspects and angles we can approach this verse. I hope that helps, Anupam Prabhu.
Yes, thank you, Prabhu. Very helpful. Thank you. Madana-gopāla Prabhu always gives qualified answers that are very satisfying and uplifting and inspiring. Thank you very much, Madana-gopāla Prabhu. Okay, Hare Krishna, thank you for your association. Haribol.
Haribol. See you soon. Happy Diwali.